Alright guys, welcome to my channel. This is Stan, and what we are doing here on FM20 is an experiment today, and it's not something I've done on my channel before. It is a first time. One of my subscribers is a Leeds fan. I've done a series with Leeds and really enjoyed it. So what I wanted to do today was an experiment just to see what would happen if we gave Leeds United £1 billion. Would they be able to get promoted first season? Would they be able to challenge for European football in a few years? Who knows? That's why we're doing this experiment. So, I've not done this before. I don't really know how I'm going to do this, but I'm just going to take it one step at a time. We'll start off with the obvious. We're going to go into the in-game editor, which I've just bought and installed. First of all, let's put the reputation up to max so we can sign anyone and everyone. Then we go to the finances, bank balance. At the moment they've got, what is that, 80 million in the bank? No, 8 million in the bank. Oh, that's pretty bad. So, we're going to give them the maximum you possibly can. So, I believe that's the maximum you can go to. Nope, I've fully got that wrong. So, okay. We don't need a sugar daddy because we are the sugar daddy. So that's a bit of an interesting thing we can do. Yeah, they're a really good team. If we go to their tactics already, they haven't made their tactics because it's the first game and just loaded up the save. But they've got some really good players in here. Some new, some old. But they're looking very good. So, yeah, phenomenal team. Really good youngsters coming through like Noah Kenny. Kenneth, should I say. So, what we're going to do is we're going to skip now forward to January. Just to see how they get on in the league. And then, because obviously they would have made some signings, because I've not disabled the transfer window. Then we can see, and we'll come back at the end of January, see what signings they made, then we'll come back at the end of the season. So, I'll see you in just a moment. Alright guys, so you join me on the 1st of January. Now, a couple of things I've noticed instantly. First of all, they are first in the league, which is really, really good. Second of all, the key player is Calvin Phillips. Okay, first of all, don't get me wrong, Calvin Phillips is a very good player. He's always really good in this game. However, the fact that he's their key player concerns me. I would have thought they'd make a couple of big signings. Looks like they're playing a 4-2-2, which is quite interesting. But we're going to have a look at their transfer history. So, obviously some of these happened before the sort of start of the game. So we're going to go with... so from here is where they're first. So they let Noah Kenny go. Interesting. They let him go for 1.2 million. That is interesting. Everyone else has gone out on loan. That's fair enough. In terms of inward signing, they got in someone called Jimmy for sort of $250,000, and blooming hell, that works out to be a really good sign, doesn't it? He looks like he is... What has happened here? That is not what we want to be looking at. So he is a DM, and if we look at his stats, he's a very good DM. 23 years old. Apparently he's worth 8.75 million. I think that's a really good pickup. Played 5 games for them. Interesting. In the whole season. Maybe he was maybe he was injured. They brought in a free signing called Alexandra Milicevic. Another really good pickup from them. He's worth 9 million apparently now. He's played 2 games in the Championship and scored a goal, or 3 games if you include his bench. He's a centre back. I think he's all right. He's a good little player, good little pickup for them. Iago Indas for $500,000. Apparently he's worth just over $1 million now. He's all right. His mental stats are pretty poor, but he'll be a good squad player for them. Mauricio Lemos for $750,000. I am actually aware of this guy from career mode back in like FIFA 17. He was always a wonder kid. Maybe not quite realising that at the moment, but he's worth almost 5 million now, and he looks like a good player. Played 11 games and one off the bench for them, so okay, all right, interesting. And then their big sign of the window is Ilya Iseka for 1.2 million. Again, they're doing really well with their signing players, and they're instantly worth more. He has played 1 game. Interesting. So they've actually not done as much as I thought they would in the transfer window, which is a bit of a shame. They go to the Championship. They have won 16, drawn 7, lost 2, and they're 2 points clear of Nottingham Forest at the top of the table. And yeah, it's going quite well for them, but it's not going fantastically. I thought we might be doing slightly better than that. We can actually go to sort of their general page. Yeah, the prediction to finish second. I'd be interested to see what they can do. They got this Rafa Mujica. He's their hot prospect. He does look like he's pretty good, doesn't he? He's on loan at Villarreal at the moment. But yeah, they're doing exactly what I expected to them, except I would have thought maybe they'd get a couple more signings in. If we can have a look at their players and see who's getting their most appearances. So, he's out on loan. So Calvin Phillips is their most capped outfield player. They've got a few players in on loan who are playing quite well. Ben White's been playing. He's really good. But now, did he come in this season? Oh, he's on loan. Okay. Yeah, they've got a few players like this. In terms of their average rating, their best player has been Tyler Roberts so far. He's got 10 league goals. He's playing quite well. But yeah, that's basically where I'm going to leave it for now. We're going to come back at the end of January and see what signs are made. Hopefully, something spectacular, just to sort of give this a bit more of a nitty-gritty feel to it. So I'll come back when we get to the end of January. Alright guys, so we're back on the 2nd of February. Now, I haven't seen anything yet. As you can see, I haven't even checked my emails. We've just come back off holiday. However, I did see when we were holidaying on the 31st of January, transfer deadline day, I did see Leeds spent big. I didn't see who it was on, but I did see, I think, a very big price tag on one of the players. So let me just mark all these as on red. Mark them all as red. And we're just going to go to Leeds now. So first of all, first thing you notice, they are still first in the championship. Looks like it's going okay for them. Let's go to their transfer history. So they bought in one player. I did see it was Everton, but I didn't see what the player was. They have signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Everton. Now that is a big signing. It's a very good signing. I've never used him in FM20, so I'm not sure if he's very good in this game, but he's tall, he's strong, he's good at heading. He'd be a really good target man. I'm not sure if he'd be the number one player. He actually scored 2 goals on his debut for Leeds, so that is very interesting. Really, really interesting. So, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, welcome to Leeds. Now, on the outgoings, there's 2 players here. They've got Niall Huggins, got out on loan, another youth player, not too bothered by him. And Miyazek, he's just a goalkeeper. Apologies if you're a Leeds fan, you know who that is, but I have no idea who that is. He's gone out on loan. He's left the club for 100k, sorry. So, let's have a look at the championship. They are top of the league still, and they've really pulled away from Nottingham Forest. Now 8 points clear of Nottingham Forest, who have not won in their last 5 games. 4 draws and 1 loss for Nottingham Forest. Really poor. Tyler Roberts is the second top goal scorer in the league. 3rd top average rating. It's really good from him. He's done really good. Berardi's covering a lot of ground per 90 minutes. So yeah, it's going really well for Leeds. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip to the end of the season now. We'll skip all the way to sort of maybe the 15th of June. That's what we're going to do, 15th of June. And we'll see where they finish the season. So I'll catch you for that in just a moment. Alright, welcome back guys. So we're on the 15th of June. I believe the championship season has finished. It has. So Leeds have won. They finished on 92 points, a good 8 points clear of Fulham, and West Brom got promoted through the playoffs to join them in the Premier League. And just to show you what's happening, Brighton, Norwich and Crystal Palace get relegated. So quite far off from real life, I guess, other than Norwich. At time of recording, Brighton have just beaten Arsenal a few hours ago, so obviously as an Arsenal fan I am gutted, but we move. That's not what's important right now. What's important is how Leeds are getting on in their save. So, looks like they're still playing that 4-2-2 system. It's worked really well from them. Have they made any signings? So, they've made Jack Harrison's loan permanent from Man City, which I think is a really good deal for them. This season he has he got 5 goals, 8 assists, 4 player of the matches. Been a good player for them, and for 5.75 million, I think that's a really good pickup. No one else has gone out on the outs, except they've loaned out Leia Isaka to Apoel for 70 grand a month. So, other than that, nothing's really changed. Looks like Leif Davis, is he playing a lot of the games? He has been playing their starting left back. That's very interesting. Looks like their goalkeeper keeps rotating as well. But anyway, how do they get on in terms of... So, Tyler Roberts got 3rd top goal scorer. Calvin Phillips got 3rd top assists and average rating. 2nd top player of the matches. So, he done really well. I guess there's nothing else to really look at, to be honest. They've got the best shooting accuracy. They've got the best average possession at 58%. That's really good. They've conceded the least amount of goals. They've got the best defence in the league by 6. That's really good. But yeah, what we're really interested in, we're only really interested in sort of their league positions and their transfers. It looks like they've got a new hot prospect, 17-year-old worth. Oh, he's a good winger, isn't he? Got good pace. He's got a good work rate, teamwork, crossing, dribbling. He is good for a 17-year-old. That's quite interesting. But if we look at Calvin Phillips, apparently he's worth 23 million, which is very interesting. He's on international duty with England, so that is really good. So they've won the championship. Fair play to Leeds. What we're going to do now is we're going to skip forward until the 1st of September and see how they got on in the August transfer window. Alright guys, so we are back on the 2nd of September after the first transfer window. It's already looking quite interesting, as you can see. In the Premier Division, they're lying in 6th after 4 games. 2 wins, a draw and a loss. Their loss was against Tottenham, draw was against West Brom, and a win against Man City and Sheffield United. Very interesting. So we've got a few signings, obviously. As you can see, this screen looks slightly different to what it did before. So let's go to their transfer history. Wow, okay. So some big money spent, 159 million spent. Harry Wilson from Liverpool for 33.5 million. He's actually been out for quite a while with a torn calf muscle. He hasn't actually played for Leeds yet, but apparently he's worth 41 million. Now you can see as a winger he is incredible. Maybe as an inside forward potentially, or an inverted winger. He's very, very good. And they bought him in for 33.5 million. Bit of a steal, I'd say. Ben White from Brighton. I don't really know much about him. I think he was one who was on loan from last season. He's improved massively since that last season. We bought him for They bought him in for 24.5 million. He's now worth 30. He looks really good. He's played all 4 games this season. Not a very good average rating, but he's played all 4 games. Then they bought in Helder Costa. I believe he was on loan with them for 15 million. He's already made his money back on him. He's a very good player. Good little winger. They bought in Matuizzi on a free. Apparently he's worth $500,000. Good youngster for the future. Arturo on a free from Levante B. Let's have a look at him. Worth 1.8 million. He's 24 years old. Probably not going to improve massively, but he looked okay. Neil Morpie. Bought him from Brighton, I guess. Yep. For 24 million. He's got some incredible mental stats. He's quite quick. He's a pretty good striker. He's played 1 game start, 1 game off the bench and scored a goal. So fair play to him. Now another big one. Wow, got a couple of big ones still. I've looked down the list. Ruben Loftus-Cheek from Chelsea for a transfer rising up to 22 million. Apparently he's worth 33 million. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Now he is a very good player. He's played 2 starts and 1 substitute appearance. 1 goal, 2 assists. Very, very good from him. He's a very good player, isn't he? He's very good going forward. So they done well to get him for that cheap. Then they got Daniele Rugani from Juventus, but they spent 30 million on him. Apparently he's worth 38. He's a very solid centre-back option, and he has been starting the games for them. Kone, left-back, I believe, from Olympique Lyon. Yeah, left-back, worth 18 million. They bought him in for 5 million. That is a very good deal. And, yeah, he's been starting for them as well. Another good player, another really good player. He's, you know, he's coming into his prime. He should be really good. Then you got Matt Sells. Bought him in from Strasbourg. He's worth, wow, he's already increased his worth. Good goalkeeper, really good reflexes. I'm assuming he's their first choice goalkeeper. No, he's not. He's their second choice goalkeeper. Interesting. Then they bought in Neva on loan. Don't really know why. I guess a backup left back. Pierrick up to 4.5 million from Crystal Palace. Apparently he's worth 8.5. Yeah, he's alright. He's just alright, isn't he? He's nothing special, but he'd be quite good, I guess, as a backup option. Wow. They have loaned in Dani Ceballos from Real Madrid. What a player they can loan in. He hasn't played for them? He hasn't played for them yet, but he's been loaned in. Oh yeah, he only literally that was a deadline day signing. And another deadline day signing is Daniel Iverson from Leicester. Good goalkeeper. Obviously he hasn't played yet, he's only just joined the club, but maybe he'll be their starter, I'm not sure. On the outs, I think we're just going to go for the most expensive, so we'll start here. Anyone interested? Not really. Click's come out on loan, I guess that's quite a big deal, but you get on a bit. They have let... Okay, Struich, Yeah, interesting. 1.25 thousand. Alioski's gone. He's gone for up to 2.4 million to Lokomotiv Moscow. I always notice he's got incredible physical and mental stats. He's just technically not very good. Berardi for up to 4.1 million has gone to Olympiakos. Yeah, fair enough. He's getting a bit old. And Milosevic for up to 7 million, centre back. I think that's a good deal. Over to young boys. So they've done really well for themselves, I'd say. Looking at their squad, they've got a pretty good team, haven't they? Oh, Casillas the number 1 goalkeeper still. Yeah, it's fair enough. He is a good goalkeeper, isn't he? So that's their sort of summer business out the way. Let's see how they get on when we get to the start of January. Alright guys, so we are here back on the 1st of January. As you can see here that Leeds are 9th in the Premier League. They're doing alright, aren't they? They've lost 8 games, but majority of those are to big teams, other than Tottenham. You know, just saying. But they've beaten a couple of big teams like Arsenal, Man City, Leicester. So they're doing alright, in terms of sort of their stats, there's no one on here that's doing anything particularly of note. But they're doing okay. I don't think they made any transfers. Well, I'm assuming they haven't made any more transfers. If we can have a quick look, see if any transfers are made. We've already seen Iverson, haven't we? So no more transfers have been made. What we're going to do is we're going to skip to the end of January. And that will be the last time we stop mid-season. We're probably going to go for about 5 seasons. We'll do all the next seasons in one go. But I just wanted to get a little bit more intimate with see what they're doing mid-season. But we're going to do 1 season at a time once we get to the end of this year. So I'll see when we get to the end of January. Alright, so we find ourselves on the 2nd of February. And you can see that Leeds have climbed a couple more places. They're knocking on that door of European football already in their first season. Looking really fantastic. They are doing really well, aren't they? They've lost another game, but they've won a few since then. So fantastic to see them doing well. There's still progress to be made. I'm sure they will do fantastic later on in the save, maybe a couple more seasons. Just so you know, I haven't really mentioned what I was going to do. I think we're going to do about 5 seasons. I'm not sure. We're going to try and get through them quickly now. After this season's finished, we're going to do 1 whole season at a time, just to see. Because we don't want the video to last half an hour. We just want to go through and see where they can get to. We'll have a look, see if they made any transfers. Because I didn't show you that a second ago. Transfer history. So. Adebayo from Man City for just over 1.5 million. He's now worth almost 10 million. He's a very good centre back, can cover at full back. He's alright, isn't he? 23 years old. Dobrev from the Belarus League, I believe, or is it from the? Is that Belarus? No, Bulgarian. My apologies. Yeah, he looks okay. Good backup winger, I guess. And Prevot from, I believe, the French second league. Yep. Prevot, yeah, they keep signing goalkeepers for some reason, but I guess I'm assuming they're letting some go. So Dallas has gone out for 6.25 million. He's one of those players that never really seems to make it for Leeds. We've already... Wait, hang on. Hang on, we need to go by date. So, oh, okay. So they've let Barry Douglas. That's an interesting one. I think that might have been a mistake. He was fantastic in my FM19 save. Leif Davis gone out on loan. Fair enough, he's probably not a good starter. Patrick Bamford for 7.25 million. Again, he's one of those players that he just doesn't work for me. Maybe he works for other people. And their young prospect has gone out on loan to Doncaster in League One. Yeah, okay. Interesting. So, yeah. They're doing okay, Leeds, aren't they? They're doing okay. You can see here that they've not really got any standout players. Mopai with 10 goals. I guess 9 assists for Phillips is really good. He's shown that he can do it in the Premier League. What's he worth now? 36 million? Yeah, he's just going to improve, isn't he? But yeah, really good to see Leeds doing well. Let's see if by the end of the season they can make it into a European spot. So I'll see you at the end of the season. Alright guys, so we have returned at the end of the season, and unfortunately Leeds couldn't quite make it into a European spot. They finished in 9th. They got quite a lot of losses at the end of the season, but 55 points is very respectable. They're only, 3 points off of Leicester, so really good campaign. Yeah, I don't think they could ask for much more in their first season. If we have a look, we can look at their players and see who played most appearances. So Ben White, one of the biggest players, wanted by Arsenal, interesting. Daniela Rugani, Calvin Phillips. So in terms of average rating, their best players were Neil Morpie, Calvin Phillips, Jordan Stevens. Yeah, I mean, and Rugani. I guess a couple of these players didn't play many games, but yeah, they've had a pretty good season on the whole. Jordan Millwood, their young prospect, he looks pretty good, doesn't he? But key player is now Rugani, 42.5 million. Good pickup. I think they only paid like 30 mil for him. So yeah, they've done well. I think there's definitely work to be done. Has any signings been made so far? One signing has been made. They've signed Schneider, 16-year-old who's worth 3.3 million. That is interesting. That is very interesting. They bought him from Nîmes. He played the second National League. He hasn't ever played in the top French league, but he played in the kind of reserve National League. He didn't do particularly well, but it's an interesting pickup. He might be really good in a few years. No one else is on the outs except... Oh, Kika Casillas gone out on loan. Interesting. And Lemos went out on loan as well. And okay, interesting. I mean, that's fair. If he wasn't getting enough game time, he didn't play any games in the league. Cool. Alright. So, that is the end of that season. I'm going to skip ahead till the 1st of September, so we can have a look what happened, and then we can skip back at the end of the season. So, I'll see you in just a moment. Alright, welcome back, guys. We are at the start of Season 3, just after the August transfer window is done. There's two things I've noticed instantly. Estimated value, 1.11 billion. That has gone up since last time. That's actually three things I've noticed. We are 4th in the English division, and look at our key player, Gabriel Jesus. Leeds signed him for 59 million. I think that's a great pickup. Let's have a look at their other signings. So there's not any that are really obvious. I guess there's a couple, but let's have a look at what they've done. So 138 million pounds have been spent this year. Obviously the majority, well, the biggest amount of that was spent on Gabriel Jesus, which is a mad pickup. Mason Holgate from Everton for 13 million. Very good pickup, homegrown nation. It hasn't been capped for England yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was very close to it. So that's a big pickup. Jan Valery from Southampton. I didn't know he was ever worth that much money, but 39.5 million. He is good. I think 40 million is a bit of a push, but he is a good player, and he's been starting from this year, as you'd expect for that sort of price tag. Matthias Vina from Watford for 17 million. Yeah, that's a good pickup for 17 million. I think they've done quite well there. He's on a lot of wages. Their wage budget must be out of control at the moment. Bakwa for 400k. Good signing, good pickup for the future. Nicholas Orlando for 5 million. For 16, he's very good. There's definitely some work to be done. Capped at under 19 Italian level. I do you know what? I didn't realise he was 16. For a 16-year-old, he is phenomenal. Dragowski, I think he's a goalkeeper from Fiorentina. Yeah, he'll probably be their starting goalkeeper. I would have thought so anyway. He's a very good goalkeeper. It's a good pickup. And Peterins from Lost Lille, 6.5 million. Another 16-year-old who looks very good. A good deep line playmaker. He just needs to work on that vision, but he'll be a very good deep line playmaker. Interesting. On the outs, 25 million. So Click, after his loan spell, has gone out permanently for 5.5 million. 2.5 million, or whatever. Lemos has gone back out on loan. Liam Cooper, the captain, has gone. He's gone. Interesting, that's a big deal, but they seem to be doing alright. A few players gone out for very small fees. Jimmy, who they bought in last season, or his first season, he's gone for 7.25 million. They bought him in for 300k. That is easy profit. Well played for them. Roberts gone out on loan. Jada Grot's gone out on loan. Helder Costa's left for 11 million. It's not the best business in the world, but he clearly didn't have a great season for him, so they had to get him out of the club. Why? He's still worth something at 27. And Iverson, who they bought in last season, he's gone out on loan. So, pretty good business on the whole. I do want to quickly check how much money they've got still. Yeah, they still got half of that billion that I gave them. So, they're doing alright. They've still got, what's that? Wait, is that only... It's only, they got 8 million in the transfer budget. Wow. Well, we are changing that. There you go. Have a bit more money. A bit more money. They still got Marcelo Bielsa. Yeah, interesting. look at the Premier League this season, a couple of interesting people promoted. Looks like Norwich come back up. Who else came back up? Aston Villa, I guess, might not have been there before. Wolves are top of the league, but it's only 4 games in, so you can't really say much. We're going to skip now to the end of the season, and we're going to see if they manage to finish in a European spot. It's bad news, guys. A whole season's passed now, and the end of the Premier League season has seen Leeds finish in 12th. Now that is really disappointing, to be honest. They finished on a mega negative goal difference, 48 points. Bit of a drop off from last year. They've not. It looks like some of their players really haven't hit the ground running. Jesus got 14 goals. Never really got himself going. Made 30 starts. He never really hit the ground running. He's done alright, but it looks like whatever they're doing is not really working. So let's have a look at their transfer history. But in Buda Doos, 16-year-old. Wow, good, very good for a 16-year-old. They're making loads of good signings for the future. Kingsley Coman on loan. It's a good deal. That's a very good deal. Puig on loan from Barcelona. He's a wow. What an incredible deep line playmaker he is. He's not done very. He's done alright actually. He's done okay for Leeds. Gusto from Lyon. Good little player. Good little right back. Could he play in deep line playmaker? Nah, he'd probably better off as a right back. And Savoda. Another good youngster, really good youngster, 18 years old. They're really investing in the future, this team. Got a few players leaving. Jack Harrison's left the club for 8 million. Not great business, but can't complain. Their youngster, that was their hot prospect, is left for 1 million. Not great. And they've got a player out on loan as well, so they've not really done very well. They brought in a couple of good signings at the start of the year, but January wasn't a good. I mean, they've made a couple of good loan signings, but for whatever reason, they're not doing particularly well. So I guess we're going. This is the end of the 3rd season. Like I said, we're probably going to do 5. I'm going to skip ahead to September again, and we're going to see how they got on in that transfer window. All right, so there's a couple of things to note as we get to the end of the first transfer window of the season 4. Luis Enrique is a new manager. Marcelo Bielsa, I assume, has been sacked. If we go to manager, Bielsa was sacked. Valdez was in for 2 weeks as a caretaker. Luis Enrique is coming, which is a very big managerial signing. It's not started too well for him in the league. Excuse me. After 5 games, they find themselves in 15th place. Like I said, it's not going particularly well. But let's have a look at their business. So, transfer history, £166 million. They see they have been spending. Let's go through the outs, because they've lost Gabriel Jesus for 70 million. Not a little bit of business. He had a good season for him, but he probably wanted to move on to bigger and better things, and he's already playing really well for PSG. They let this guy go for 5 million. They bought him in for 1.2. Not bad, little bit of business for a player they're never going to play. Lemos has finally left after never really featuring. Again, not bad, little bit of business. Made a few million profit. Aylin has left the club. Interesting. And Loftus-Cheek has gone to Arsenal for 13 million. Now, did they make their money back? They didn't make their money back. Interesting. So they're struggling a little bit, but they spent an awful lot of money this window. So Man City have let Phil Foden go for 78 million. Wow. Big signing. Has he been playing well for Man City? He's been playing fairly regularly. He had 2 pretty good seasons. The one before last was really good anyway. How old is he now? That'll make him 22. Good signing. They also loaned Depay from Man City. Really good little player. Getting on a little bit now though. Mikel, 18 years old. Good signing. They're really investing in the future. They're doing really good in that regard. Hierro for free. Good left back. Nothing special, but good left back. Zeka. Wow, they got this guy for free? A right back who is incredible, who can also play left back. He is very good for free as well. He played 1 substitute appearance, played once in the cup. Odegaard for 17.5 million, and that's a really good pickup because it looks like he's worth a bit more than that. Still only 23. It feels like he's been around for like a decade. Stengs for 39.5 million. Good pickup, really good player, very versatile. Cucurella, the left back from Barcelona. good pickup as well. Not a bad little fee as well. Sugawasa, 20 years old. Yep, good player. Astley for 9.5 million. Maybe slightly overpaid for him, but they're doing alright. They're doing alright. 17-year-old, a good goalkeeper. So, interesting signings. I think they'll be okay this year. I think they maybe could push for the league, but they're not going too well so far. I wonder what I can do to help them, because I don't want to like cheat as such, but it'll be interesting to see how much money they got. So they still got, what's that? 13 million in the transfer budget. It's not really good enough. Let's just, you know, add that a little bit. So, a bit more money, but they're not going to be able to do anything with that until January. I guess we just go ahead to the end of the season now. Guys. I think it's end of season 4 now. And they're really not... nothing's really going their way, are they? They got a new hot prospect, 15 years old, almost $1 million already. He looks really good. But it's not looking good for Leeds. 10th in the league. Not awful, but they're never really progressing. They've not taken that step up from their first season in the league, and I don't know if they're ever going to at the moment because of their new manager, Jose Mourinho. Are they ever going to be able to hit that top level? I'm not sure. Let's have a look at their transfers. So in January they bought in Lafont, which is actually a really good signing. That's definitely going to be their first choice goalkeeper. Lee Elliott, another good youngster. Mason Mount from Chelsea, really good pickup, I guess. And Ossihem, striker, 24 years old, really good. So they spent an awful lot of money, 300 million. They did let quite a lot go, in the form of, let's have a look. A lot of players left the club. So Ada Boyo, they bought in not long before that. He left for really cheap, actually. Vina, 26.5 million. They bought him in for 17 a couple of seasons before. They're really not... They're not doing great. Zeka, who they bought in for free, a year later goes for 43 million, up to 53. Yeah, they're not really doing particularly very good. Yeah, I'm not convinced. Depay had an okay season. If we go to their players again, we have a look at appearance makers. Foden, one of their best players. Depay, one of their best players. Ossihem. They're not really hitting the ground running. I think we're going to do one more season. Let's have a look at how much money they got. Reputations have gone down, so let's put that back up. Money is still fine. Still doing fine on the monies, but yeah, they're not... I don't know what they're going to do. Worth 2 billion now. They're still doing really good, and they're maintaining a good level in the league, but they're not quite, 9th, 12th, 10th. They're not pushing on to that next level. And with Foden, Mount, Depay's on loan, but Calvert-Lewin, Odegaard, Ossihem, Rugani, Lafont, they could potentially do better next season. So this will be the last season, unless something crazy happens. If they make 5th, 4th place, maybe we'll do a 6th season. But I think season 5 will be the last season. Let's get right to it. It's going to take a little while. Alright guys, so we've just finished the transfer window. And so Leeds sit after 3 games 9th in the league. Can't really get a good judgment at this stage. But let's see where they're going. So, key player Vinicius Jr. Wow. How much they spent on this geezer? 102 million. Fantastic season in Madrid. What a season he had. And he's incredible, isn't he? It's excuse me if my voice is slurred a little bit from the beginning to end. This is a Saturday night. Make of that as you will. Drink responsibly. Let's have a look. Transfer history. £480 million spent. Vinicius Jr. 102 million. Lovely. Free transfer. Nothing special. Rodri. Good little player actually for free as well. Good little player to bring in there. Hamilton 1.1 million. Really good pickup. Again, the sort of player that you'd sell on for a bit more money in a few years. Ozturk. Wow. There's some really good youngsters in this save. 17.5 million. He's a very good defender. 17 marking, 17 positioning. What a good youngster that is. Then we've got some big signings coming up. So, Andre Fernandez for 12 million. 16 years old, really good right back. Wow. Tavares from was that from Benfica? Really good right back. That's a good pickup. A good pickup. A lot of money, but a good pickup. Chukwueze from Real Madrid. Another really good pickup. A good winger. Yeah, he's really good, isn't he? Kimpembe from PSG. £60 million spent. They're really going for it this season. Diaz from Atletico Madrid B team. Good little pickup. Traore. Wow. What was that? 55 million spent on him. He's a really good playmaker, isn't he? Good cam. Tilo Kehrer from Stuttgart, really good little pickup as well. Good centre back, can play right back, can play DM. Good player. I've used him before. Used him in my Wolves save. Another Tavares, another left back. Wow, this season they have spent massive amount of money and they could do bits. Reece Nelson from Arsenal, 13 million. Really good sign-in. Wagyu. Yeah, another really good sign. I don't know if he's going to be first choice. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. I'm not sure. Plesniriski, good little. Yeah, he's all right. Good, like maybe fourth, fifth choice. And Harry Winks from Tottenham. That's a really good pickup in terms of value for money. You can sell him on in the season or two for 20, 30 mil. On the outs, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's left the club for 19 million. He's a good servant. Didn't do anything particularly amazing, but he's out the door. Tyler Roberts has left for 9 million. Probably not a good piece of business, but he was never going to start with their players they've got. They've let a few players go for free, which is a bit odd. Shackleton, I guess he never redeveloped like they'd like him to. Leif Davis never redeveloped properly. You can see here, Prevott's gone. Who else has left the club? We've made 147 million, so there must have been some big sales somewhere. McCalmont for 7.5 million. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Where's the big one? Jordan Stevens. Harry Wilson left for 18 million. That is poor piece of business from them. Jan Valerie's gone for 42 million. Not long after they spent... Okay, we had him for a few seasons. Got the money back. Fair enough. Martin Odegaard, 33 million. Not long after they bought him for 17.5 million. Okay, fair enough. Who else they got? And after that, nothing really. Mason Holgate for 10 million. Some of this business is a bit questionable, I have to admit. And then Marchant. So, alright. Interesting. The team is incredible now, though. If we look at this team, who's this guy, Osturk? If we look at this team compared to the team we had before, how's Edmondson doing? He's alright, isn't he? Nothing special. The team has improved dramatically, so I would actually expect them to be able to get into top 4 this season. But I guess let's go and see what happens. Alright guys, so we are here at the end of Season 5, and look at this. Leeds United, Premier Division, making the Champions League. I mean, that is pretty good. I would have expected them to do it a little bit sooner. Maybe I'm being a bit optimistic, but given the fact that they spent so much money and just were an incredible team, I would have expected a little bit better maybe. But did they make any January signings? Emil Smith-Rowe from Arsenal, 16 million. Good little rotational player for them. Oyarzun, good youngster. Gutierrez for 4 million. Another good youngster. They bought a lot of youngsters. Who have they lost in January? Stokes, Neil Maupay left after his loan spell. Other than that, Edmondson as well. So, interesting. Managed to make 4th place. I actually haven't checked. Have they made any signings trophies, so competitions? It doesn't look like they've won anything recently anyway. And have a look at their team that did it. Appearances. Vinicius Jr., one of their best players, 14 goals, 9 assists in 42 appearances. Fantastic. Traore, he did really well. Their goalkeeper Dragovski is wanted by Bayern Munich, so that's saying something, isn't it? He's a good little player, he is. But yeah, in terms of average rating, you can see here that Junior, Chukwueze was really good actually as well. Rugani, Osimhen, Foden, really, really good players. And yeah, so given the fact that they're doing so well and they have got a really young and good squad, I do want to do one more. It's going to take quite a while. It's already taken quite a while to get to this stage. I should record it tonight as well. So hopefully I'm not clickbaiting you too much by putting the Champions League logo on the thumbnail, but we're going to do it anyway. Let's see if we can make any progress in the next season. Alright, so this is the start of Season 6. This is the game. Obviously the league's only just started. We played 4 games in 5th place. Looking alright. I've noticed that Millwood, who is a product of the Youth Academy, I believe, he's getting regular game time and he is phenomenal. He's so good. And he is playing very well. Did he play much last season? He did. So, good to see a youth prospect getting plenty of game time. Let's have a look. I've already noticed one signing. So, £89 million spent. Woba from Real Madrid. Good centre-back. Not much better than what they had, but he's alright. Decock. 8 million. Good little youngster. Again, they're investing in the future. And Richarlison. Interesting, he'd be a good rotation option for them. He scored 4 goals in 3 games. What a brilliant start for him. A lot of players gone out. Stengs, one of the most notable ones, 34 million. Yeah, made their money back almost. Bit of an odd one though. Anyone of note? Not really. Cucurella's gone out for 25 million. I think they bought him in for about that as well, right? Oh no, 16. So made a bit of money back on Cucurella. Yeah, nothing really too major in terms of transfers. So they've still got a really good team. I think they could be challenging for titles this season. So I'll be interested to see how they get on. Let's just see how they get on. Let's go right to the end of the season. Hopefully can win some sort of trophy. Alright guys, this is it. The end of the final season that we are doing on this experiment. We want to see if we get £1 billion and you give it to Leeds United, what can they achieve? Now while you're here, if you are still here, thank you very much for sticking with the video. If you haven't already checked out the other series on my channel, I've got one called Project Portsmouth that I've been doing, taking them from League 1 and just trying to get as far as we can. But I basically want to keep going until we get into Europe. Hopefully it won't take too long. We're in the spoiler alert, we're going to leave it there. But have a look at the series if you haven't already. And also, we've got one called Leon's Pride, where we're basically just going to do highlights of effectively what is a continuous recording, give or take, throughout the whole of the season. We've only done 2 episodes of it so far at the time of recording, but hopefully you'd enjoy that. So if you haven't already, please check them out. I understand this may attract some new viewers, so if it does, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video. Now, let's see what we are doing on the final season. Leeds United, first in Premier Division. Okay, let's go. Look at that. That is a big step up from last year. Straight to winning the league. Look at that. 4 losses. Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham and Wolves. They've actually smashed it. Fair play. They didn't even get a top goal scorer or a top player. Nothing. They just must have just played consistently well across the board. So let's have a little look at their title winning team. Jose Mourinho, I bet he's well happy with themselves. And look at Millwall. Look at this guy, Millwall, their academy product. He's done absolutely bits for him. Wow. Wow. Let's have a look. So, transfers. What did they make in January? Marias for 11 million. Good youngster, 16. Pereira. Good striker. Ricky. Okay. Again, they're looking to build up the youth in their team. Only Ben White left for a bit of money. Everyone else just loaned out. So yeah, they've done amazing. Let's have a look at their team. So in terms of average rating, Pedro Ferreira in 19 games, only 14 starts, 10 goals, 3 assists. He is something special. He was tearing it up in the Portuguese league and he's tearing it up in the Premier League. Phil Foden, now who's he wanted by? To Berlin, that's very odd. He was incredible as well for him. Osimhen, who's been one of their key players for the last couple of years. Yeah, it's fantastic for them. That is special. That is absolutely something special. Who's their top goal scorer then? It's probably Osimhen, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, just look at the value of their players. Vinicius Jr. getting 14 goals, 11 assists. Phil Foden was incredible. I mean, that is something special. We can have a look at their competition. So in the Champions League, they got knocked down the first knockout round by Juventus, but they won the FA Cup. Look at that. They done the league double, the FA Cup and the English Premier League. Wow. You have to say, don't you? Look at this. I mean, wow. I think it's 5 seasons. Am I really, like, am I just confusing myself here? Let's have a look. Calvin Phillips. 2019-20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons. Okay, 6 seasons. We played 6 seasons and we've got Leeds from the Championship to winning the league and winning the FA Cup. That is absolutely incredible. I am certainly going to be clickbaiting the hell out of this. So, well, we've got here. I don't think there's much else to show you other than look at, I mean, they're just incredible. They've gone down from 2 billion to 1.19 billion, but, you know, that's fine, isn't it? Have a look at their tactics. They're lining up as a 4-2-3-1, but, I mean, congratulations to them. They've done absolutely wonders. I have to say, congratulations to Jose Mourinho. I doubted him, but he's done a job, so that's it. I think that's where we're going to leave the episode. If you have enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment on the video with any other potential experiments we could do, because it's something I might look to do once every couple of weeks, because I did actually really enjoy doing this. It was quite long-winded, I think. So it did take sort of 20 minutes, half hour or so, about a half hour to get through a season by holidaying, but we got there in the end. I've done it all in one day. Probably won't do that again, but it's a Saturday night, so plenty of time. If you have enjoyed, like the video, please subscribe to my channel. Take care and goodbye.